Two different types of synapses, electrical and chemical, can be distinguished on the basis of their mechanism of transmission. At electrical synapses, current flows through connexons, which are specialized membrane channels that connect two cells at gap junctions. In contrast, chemical synapses enable cell-to-cell communication via the secretion of neurotransmitters. These chemical agents released by the presynaptic neurons produce secondary current flow in postsynaptic neurons by activating specific neurotransmitter receptors. Electrical synapses permit direct passive flow of electrical current from one neuron to another. The usual source of this current is the potential difference generated locally by the presynaptic action potential. Current flow at electrical synapses arises at an intracellular specialization called a gap junction, where membranes of the two communicating neurons come extremely close to one another and are linked together. Gap junctions contain a unique type of channel, termed a connexon, which provides the path for electrical current to flow from one neuron to another. Connexons consist of 6 connexins that come together to form a hemichannel in both the pre- and post-synaptic neurons. These hemichannels are precisely aligned to form a pore that connects the two cells and permits electrical current to flow. Although they are a distinct minority, electrical synapses have several functional advantages. One is that transmission is extraordinarily fast. Because passive current flow across connexons is virtually instantaneous, communication can occur without the delay that is characteristic of chemical synapses. Another unique advantage of electrical synapses is that transmission can be bidirectional. Although some connexons have special features for unidirectional transmission, in most cases current can flow in either direction. Chemical synapses. Synaptic transmission is initiated when an action potential invades the terminal of the presynaptic neuron. The change in membrane potential caused by the arrival of the action potential leads to the opening of voltage-gated calcium channels in the presynaptic membrane. Because of the steep concentration gradient of calcium across the presynaptic membrane, the opening of these channels causes a rapid influx of Ca2+ into the presynaptic channel, with the result that the Ca2+ concentration of the cytoplasm in the terminal transiently rises to a much higher value. Elevation of the presynaptic Ca2+ concentration, in turn, allows synaptic vesicles to fuse with the plasma membrane of the presynaptic neuron. The Ca2+- dependent fusion of synaptic vesicles with the terminal membrane causes their contents, most importantly neurotransmitters, to be released into the synaptic cleft, a process called exocytosis. Following exocytosis, transmitters diffuse across the synaptic cleft and bind to specific receptors on the membrane of the postsynaptic neuron. The binding of neurotransmitter to the receptors causes channels in the postsynaptic membrane to open, thus changing the ability of ions to flow across the postsynaptic membrane. The resulting neurotransmitter-induced current flow alters the conductance and the membrane potential of the postsynaptic neuron, increasing or decreasing the probability that the neuron will fire an action potential. Subsequent removal of the neurotransmitter from the synaptic cleft by uptake into glial cells or by enzymatic degradation terminates the action of the neurotransmitter. In this way, information is transmitted transiently from one neuron to another. Do not forget to like the video and subscribe to our YouTube channel.